Good morning, Keller Williams, Greater Metropolitan, and welcome to our weekly sales meeting. We've got a real fun one this week with our Market Center update, where we will hear from all the different members of your Market Center's leadership team. And we are going to get this underway, as we do with every sales meeting, having a conversation about our beliefs as a company. So these are, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, these are the Y4C2Ts. These are the belief system for our company and the bedrock of our culture. So each week we like to take one of these, chat about it a little bit, and really try and put it in focus for the week ahead. So the one that I want to nail this week is the idea of commitment. So commitment in all things. We've talked about this one before, and maybe in a very similar way, but it bears repeating, right? Repetition leads to recognition. We have just broke the binding on the second quarter of 2023. We know that 2023 is going to be a year where some challenges show up, not just in the real estate industry, not just in the idea of the economy and industry, but those things beget challenges in life. And that's where we can rise to the occasion as realtors and leaders. Or we cannot. And so I'm asking you to adopt a mindset of commitment that would have you rising to the occasion. A few months ago, there was a lot of conversations about some potential layoffs in a few sectors. If you didn't catch the news over the last 30 days, several companies have started to cut heads anywhere from 6 to 18%. Highland Software in Westlake just cut 1,000 jobs yesterday. Now, it's not 1,000 jobs all in Westlake, Ohio, but there's 1,000 people that, if they own their home, likely need the help of a realtor. And so when we think about commitment, I want you to think about how you're showing up for those people and how you investing in yourself and understanding the market, the economy, the opportunity, and being an advisor to them, a fiduciary to those people, will make the difference in their lives and lead to clients for life. We always talk about this idea of the folks who take market share during a shift never give it back. And the reason is, the shift doesn't just happen in the real estate industry. The shift is happening everywhere. Like, we'll talk more about this in a bit, but we're approaching an economic recession, which will create challenges, which is where we have the opportunity to serve and show our commitment to our clients, not just when the housing market is on a rocket ship to the moon and appreciating 20% a year, but when things are tough. The reason that market share doesn't change hands after a shift is because the people who were committed and saw it through for their clients have clients for life. All right. Speaking of people who were committed, these folks were committed to the idea of 100% commission. So congratulations to all the folks who capped in the month of March and are now earning 100% of their commission. Special shout out to a few first-time cappers, Maria Skelton, Deneen Tate, and Wendy Milligan, all capping for the first time with Keller Williams Greater Metropolitan. Very excited for them and what lies ahead for the rest of a very great year. Now, speaking of, commitment is a really strong theme. Great job picking that one, Mike. Because one thing that we do as realtors is we exemplify our commitment to our communities. And one of the big ways that we do that is with an International Day of Service known as Red Day. And this is coordinated and executed by every Keller Williams office around the world on the second Thursday in May every year. And we have our fearless Red Day and KW Cares leader in Sam Krieger, who is going to talk a little bit about what's going on with Red Day. It's 5 weeks away, so it's time to start getting signed up, right?
Excuse me. Yes. So Red Day is May 20th. Or I'm sorry, things that I should know.
11th.
Thank you. 11th. I knew the 20th sounded incorrect. Okay. Off to a great start. Red Day is May 11th. It's also on the screen. And so, yes, there will be a booth at our Q2 kickoff next Tuesday. So feel free to stop by, and we will have kind of overview of each of the sites. Most of the sites are ones that we've done in the past. We kind of tried to limit them this year to have a higher turnout at each site as opposed to having just a few agents here or there. So please stop by our booth so you can learn more about that. Keep an eye out for your email. We try to be conscious of not sending a million, so we haven't sent anything out yet with the Eventbrite, but we will shortly. And then the last piece is, if you are a first-time participant in Red Day, please make sure you stop by the booth on Tuesday because we have a special surprise for you.
Ooh, special surprise. I like the sound of that.
Yeah.
And I appreciate the plug for the Q2 kickoff. More information coming on that very shortly. Now, before we send it around the horn to the whole leadership team, we do want to hear from our partners, starting with our friends at Ohio Real Title. How are we doing this morning?
Good, you?
Thank you.
If I was any better, it'd be illegal.
So silly.
Yeah. All right. What's going on in the world of title, guys?
Mine is quicker than Rick. So income taxes are due April 18th. So if you're sellers, if you guys close with Ohio Real Title or any title company, you can ask for their settlement statement, which will suffice for their tax purposes.
Okay. Excellent. So if I closed any business with anybody last year, I can get a free touch, an easy touch with my client, my past client, maybe even use it as a way to ask for a referral and just say, hey, I wanted to make sure you had this.
Yeah.
And you can help with that.
Yes.
Slam dunk.
Boom.
Rick?
All right.
Look, following that.
More free touches. I think I mentioned this in our meet and greet the other day. Cuyahoga County provides a free service so you can monitor your properties in Cuyahoga County. And I'm going to put the link for that. So you guys, if you want to do it for your own properties, but especially if you have clients or investors who have properties that might fall victim to quit claim deeds that are fraudulently filed. So I'm going to put both the article to Cleveland.com that referenced it and the actual property alert from Cuyahoga County that, like I said, is free in the chat.
That's awesome. Excellent. Yes. And yeah, that is another easy touch to share some information about the market. I love that. Over to our friends in mortgage. It's a good word.
Morning, everybody. By the way, I did have a customer who had a quit claim deed fraudulently placed on their property, and it was an absolute nightmare. So that stuff really does happen. It's not just stuff Rick likes to talk about. So anyway, jumping on to loan level pricing adjustments. We've been talking about this for the past 2 or 3 months. Hey, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. Well, it's here. So just to run through this again. So any conventional mortgage, that's non-jumbo, non-FHA, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac type of stuff. If you recall, they've changed sort of the move the goalposts on us. You know, we used to consider somebody with a 740 credit score A+. Now 780 is the new A+, and 20% isn't the gold standard anymore. It's 40%. You still get out of PMI with 20% down, but 40% is the magic number to get away from these adjustments. So just to give you a live scenario, I had a customer call me on Friday, said, hey, what's your interest rate? I said, well, you know, are you okay with me pulling your credit report? No. Just base it off of what I'm going to tell you. I'm looking for a regular house, which I took to mean a single family home. It ended up being a condo. But anyway, when I talked to them on Friday, I said, oh, yeah, your rate's going to be about this. Assuming your credit score is over 780 and you're putting 20% down, like you said. And they bought a house over the weekend. They called me back and said, hey, just want to make sure rates are the same. So we went a little bit further. We pulled the credit report. The credit report's 730. I said, well, hey, the good news is I can still give you that same interest rate we talked about Friday, but now since your credit score is a 730, which is generally pretty good, and since your property is a condo and not a single family home, it's going to cost you 2 points to get that interest rate. So this is happening. Any customer that we're working with, whether it's for the first time or have been pre-approved for 6 months, all of our customers know about this, but it's not general public knowledge. Not even all realtors know about it. It's not showing up in headlines. It's barely showing up on social media, even within the kind of the real estate posts. So just be aware that these are out there, they're live, and on any transaction, conventional here moving forward, they're there. Now, for first-time home buyers with cross-country mortgage making below approximately $85,000 a year, they are exempt. Talk to a customer, or working with a customer, they're closing in about 2 weeks. They work at Lincoln Electric, engineer, making about $70,000-$75,000 a year. They get a pretty hefty bonus every year of about $25,000. We're ignoring that bonus. We're reducing their income on paper just so they qualify, for this program, and we're lowering their interest rate 0.3%. So we can get in there, we can get creative. We're going to work every angle to try and save the customer a few bucks, but these loan level pricing adjustments are live. Just want to make sure you all know about that. Chris?
Yeah, excuse me. That first-time home buyer benefit that Sean's talking about, the one thing that we've run into, most people think, well, my husband, for example, owns a home. I don't. That probably means we don't qualify. Not necessarily. If one of the two is not currently a homeowner, they will qualify for this first-time homebuyer program. Take advantage of this. It's called Area Median Income, AMI, if you hear us talking about it with the acronym, but it's a great program.
Excellent. And, with one, all the programs that Cross Country offers, and two, some of the changes that are taking place that Sean referenced, it's really important that we get our folks in conversation with our lending partners early and often, and that we are never showing homes to unapproved or not pre-approved buyers. Hypercritical that the conversation starts as early as possible. This is one of the things that will drive deal fallout throughout the spring market, right? And you're going to see the percentage of deals falling apart as interest rates continue to move around one way or the other. And so it's really important that we get in conversation and get clarity for our clients as early as possible. And if you know somebody who needs a little help improving their credit score from a 730 to a 780, go back to last month's Money Matters Mastermind, where Shay Jackson, a certified credit repair specialist and an agent in our office, walked through dozens of ways that you can support your clients in improving their credit score and making the difference not only in the rate that they get, but their ability to perhaps purchase at a higher price point. All right, now over to Gina Legeza with America's Preferred Home Warranty.
Good morning, Michael. Good morning, everybody. So I've gotten 4 this week where we've received the title company check and we have no paperwork, Michael. So I think this bears repeating. There's 2 forms that you need to fill out every time you sell a home warranty, and they are available in our dot loop. It's the application and then the data collection form. And these are very important because once you fill them out, you get what's called an invoice, a Real Pro invoice, and then you turn that into the title company. Michael, we're getting a lot of these where there is no paperwork. So I just wanted to, give a shout out to everybody that's listening, the paperwork that is required. Also, the temperatures are getting warmer, which means AC season is upon us. Always remember, you'll get a lot of calls, and you will get calls because the clients will say at our claims department, they've just turned the AC on. They have to use everything once. Then if there's a problem with it and it's a covered item, we're going to absolutely be there to help them through everything. So I just want to let you know, calls are starting to heat up. I'm seeing a lot of AC things come in already. So I just wanted to brace ourselves. I'm here every step of the way to assist with all claims. And that's my update for today.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so much, Gina. And so important. And yet another easy touch for past and current clients.
Yes, thank you.
All right. On to the Market Center update. We're going to send it around the horn with the leadership team, starting with our broker, Andrew Ginter. God, I love that. I love that Bitmoji. It never fails to make me smile.
That's what I looked like when I graduated from college. Two things I want to talk about. First is just a plug for if you've been hearing about the statewide purchase agreement that does exist out there in the state. I am not really aware of anybody using it yet. I'm going to be doing a run through that, not really going line by line through the whole document, but rather really just highlighting the most important things and specifically the differences between what we're used to seeing versus what this thing looks like. More so because as listing agents, we may start to see these once in a while. To be clear, there are no plans immediately for us as a company to start using this document like next week or anything like that. But I do want you to be familiar with it. And now, secondly, my point of the month here that I wanted to make, because I've come into this a bunch of times in the last couple of weeks, is around point of sale and getting under contract in communities with point of sales where the house isn't already violation free at the time you're writing an offer or putting a contract together. First, understand that every brokerage's contract is different regarding point of sales. There's been a lot of mistakes with that where agents just assume that the point of sale language is just like it is in our contract, which it's not. Like I know, for instance, McDowell's purchase agreement says very specifically that the seller agrees to make the house point of sale compliant. So if your seller's agreeing to that, and then you guys are ordering the point of sale, obviously there's going to be a problem in the future. But secondly, I think just to do a better job as agents, it's best to have that conversation up front, regardless of what the purchase agreement says. Like, everybody needs to get on the same page, because what's happening is the buyer's assuming one thing and the seller's assuming another, and they're at opposite ends of the continuum. And if the first time that everybody discovers that they're thinking two totally different things are going to happen is 3 weeks into the transaction, there's going to be problems. And unfortunately, if you're on the losing side of that problem, there's going to be bigger problems for you than the other person. So just know that that's, I don't know why people aren't having this conversation up front, but they're not. But so please make sure, be the better agent of the two. Both agents should be jumping at the chance to discuss the point of sale situation out front. But if they're not, even if you think, well, if we don't talk about it, that puts my client in a better position, not true. The best thing you can be doing is making sure that everybody's on the same page. Because like I said, 3 weeks into a deal, both people think that deal is going to close. And now all of a sudden there's a $6,000 insurmountable hurdle. And then the thing starts to die. So just be aware of that, have the conversation up front so that you can alleviate the problems down the road.
Awesome. Always good advice. Always good advice to have more conversations than less. And guys, if you plan on listing a home or ever thinking about listing a home, understanding what to look for and what to watch for in the statewide purchase agreement, great use of your time here on Thursday. All right, over to our Director of Growth, Eddie Donnelly, who's going to talk about some stuff we have upcoming on the growth front.
So on the growth front, hello everyone, and good to see you all here. We've got some great things coming up as far as growth. We've got our Q2 kick off that Michael talked about, and that's a great way to energize your business and get everyone going. And also on the 21st of the month, we've got Nancy Emmerman coming back with her profit share tree talk, and it's going to be great. We had a good turnout last time. So if you've got some interest in growing your passive income and learning how Nancy got to $1 million in profit share earnings, coming out on the 21st, and that's a great opportunity for you to learn and grow. So career night's coming up. If you've got anybody that you are looking to add to the KW family, we've got career night on in Pepper Pike on the 17th at 6:30 p.m. And our Rocky River career night is going to be on the 24th at 6:30 p.m. So those are your two opportunities to get some people into the room and learn about KW. So we look forward to having that and seeing you there.
And Eddie, that's good for anybody. They are in school, not yet in school, got a license, don't have a license. This is come one, come all, right?
It is come one, come all. It's also good for agents who are also licensed. So if they're licensed on the other side of the deal and want to learn about KW, it's a great opportunity. So if they're just interested in real estate, if they're in school already, or if they're already licensed, this is a great way to get them to understand what we offer, who we are, and how we do business.
I love that. I love that. These are great. These are a lot of fun. And if you invite someone, don't be a stranger yourself. Feel free to show up and be a part of the party. All right. Over to Julia Cumming for what is easily one of my favorite, I guess, puns, the MCA announcements.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I am coming to you today with a reminder to look out for your emails and in Dotloop and DocuSign. There's a bunch of new forms that have been added in the last month or so. So first, we made a new mutual release. This was emailed out a couple weeks ago. We previously had 3 different documents for the mutual release, depending on how the earnest money was being dispersed. And that has been condensed to 1 document. So that should be easier for you guys as you are, filling them out or uncertain which one you were supposed to use before. And then it will be a much more seamless searching to find that and then sending to the title company or whoever holds the earnest money on your transaction. Secondly, the MLS listing input docs, those update typically annually. I'm not sure how many of you manually fill those out before you submit them to the MLS. Often assistants use those, but the new MLS input forms for residential, rental, land, and commercial have all been added to Dotloop and DocuSign so that you can use those if you do. A new marketing piece, our KWGM affiliates, 1-pager that's included in your listing and sales packets has also been updated to show Ohio Real Title on there with all of their contact information, depending on whether you're east or west side, so you know who to reach out to. And that's also something that you can prep your clients with of who our affiliated partners are. And speaking of our new partner, Ohio Real Title, we have a new affiliated business arrangement. This is a required document on all of your transactions, as you know, from when we had one before. This one looks a little bit different. It is updated in both Dotloop and DocuSign. And if you have any questions about it, please feel free to reach out to me. It's pretty straightforward. Your client is the one who has to sign it on all of our deals. And if you use Ohio Real Title, both parties will have to sign it. And lastly, a new purchase agreement. So where you fill in the title company on the purchase agreement, Ohio Real Title has been added to that. That is also updated in both Dotloop and DocuSign. There is going to be some exciting new changes coming to a couple more documents this month as I work through those with the forms committee. So be on the lookout for those. And again, if you have any questions about these new changes or what's going on certain documents you're running into a lot or have questions on, feel free to reach out to me. It's something that the committee and I can discuss.
And if I was interested in learning more about an opportunity to support the forms committee, who would I reach out to? Where would I be? When would I be there?
Yeah, absolutely. If you're interested in supporting, joining, contributing in any way, please email me, juliacumming@kw.com. I'll put it in the chat.
Awesome. And now over to who you're sharing your screen with, staying up to date with Kate.
Yes, hi everyone. I wanted to touch quickly on renewals. For newer agents, in case you're newer with us, you have 2 important renewals. That's the first birthday and the 20-hour post-licensure. And then just for everyone in general, the 30 hours of CE, that's due every 3 years. I just want to touch on that the CE shop is a great resource in place if you're looking for somewhere to take CE courses, we are able to offer discounts through the CE shop. The link should be on your screen possibly, and it's 297agent.theceshop.com. I just went on there this morning and they're offering 25% off CE courses. So that's a great resource to use. And then I also wanted to quickly touch on opportunity time. We have a lot of openings for April. It's a great way and an easy way to possibly generate leads. If you have questions on renewals or how to sign up for opportunity time, feel free to reach out to me. We can probably put my email in the chat. Yeah, that's about it.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Kate. And a great reminder, 297agent.com is our agent website. There are resources from all of our training videos, our calendar, Eventbrite links, links to our CE shop, where the CE shop is, a bunch of other stuff that exists on that site. So if you're ever like, I wonder if we have this, check 297agent.com first, click around and see what you can see. Oh, and there was the slide. Yeah. Good stuff, Mike. All right, now I'll throw it over to Carrie Mitchell with some save the dates.
Hi, everyone. I'm also here with Kelly, who will be sharing in a little bit, but I wanted to let you all know, give you a little update for Eric Akbar, who couldn't be here today. But this Wednesday, he's opening up his coaching session to everyone. It's in Pepper Pike at 11 a.m. He is going to be going over Contracts 101. So he's going to take you line by line through our purchase agreement, escalation addendum, and also the seller occupancy post-close addendum. Those are all really important documents. This is not only for new agents. Even if you think you know the documents, it's always a great refresher to kind of hear from someone else's point of view when they go through it line by line. The next event, which Michael will touch on a little bit, is our Q2 kickoff. We are very excited for this. We have a panel keynote speaker. There will be breakfast, networking, and all real estate professionals are welcome. So feel free to invite a guest. And I'll send out links for all of this in a recap email. After that, something to keep an eye out for is on Wednesday, April 19th, we are having a mortgage hack Zoom with our friends at Cross Country Mortgage. So you will join them and you can learn about several mortgage programs available to your clients and some hacks to help them with their current mortgage. And then, as Eddie touched on, Nancy Emmerman is doing your free profit share tree, a little chat in our Pepper Pike Cafe that Friday, April 21st in Pepper Pike at 11 a.m. And then lastly, touching on this a little bit for Eric, we are having an all about real estate coaching session on Wednesday, April 26th at 6:30 p.m. on Zoom. So if you've ever wondered how coaching can transform your career, you can join us for this informational session where our coaches will share all about what types of coaching are available to you today as an agent and what might be right for you in your business.
Awesome stuff. And why is it that Nancy always wants to do her class on the 21st?
So that is profit share day.
That is profit share day. For those of you who don't know, profit share is paid out on the 21st of every month. And so Nancy always finds herself, as many people in our company do, as the most profitable market center in the world. They're at their happiest and best on the 21st of each month. So if you want to learn more about that, don't miss that. Here's another great event that is coming to our region. You want me to cover that, Carrie, or do you want to talk about it?
I don't have much to say except that it's coming to Michigan and that some of us are going. So
that's right. So KW Wealth is one of Keller Williams Realty International's newest and most well participated in communities. Brett Tanner is the leader of that, and an individual who is a champion of the $50 million net worth. That is his what he coaches people to. And so this is typically a session that's held only in Austin, Texas. It's held only a few times a year. And at the behest of Gary, Brett is taking his show on the road. They will be within striking distance in Northeast Ohio, here in the Detroit area. And you can see major cost savings, great opportunity. And yes, we already have some agents from the office signed up and ready to go. All right, over to Keeping Up with Kelly.
Good morning. I'm Kelly from the Rocky River. I'm the Rocky River receptionist, and I wanted to let everyone know you're always welcome to join us in the Rocky River office. Come check out our beautiful new floor and sign. We love having new agents pop into the office. You can join your friends from the Golden Group, Chase Group, Andrew Ginter, Jeremy Oles, Brian Bost, Liz Kaminsky, Wesley Croft, and more. We love seeing new faces, even from the east side. So come check out the Wild West Side office.
Oh, the Wild West Side. I love that. Yeah, and what a great reminder. You know, we have an amazing company and the opportunity to do business on both sides of the river. We also love that, love the opportunity for agents to, you know, dwell in two places. So if you're ever, you know, wanting to change of scenery and, or you want to, you got appointments on one side of town or the other, you have access to both offices. There are opportunities in each one for you, and great people there as well, like Kelly. All right, so over to me to bring it home, and I'm just gonna tease out a few things for us today, because next week we have our Q2 kickoff. And so this is an event that we started last year. We got great feedback around, you know, as the spring market starts to build, more listings come on, everybody's got a bunch of stuff coming in April, and we're gearing up for the busiest time of year. It's so hypercritical that we go in with the right strategies, the right information, and the right mindset. And those are the things that we are going to be talking about at the Q2 kickoff, which is next Tuesday at your regularly scheduled time for our weekly sales meeting. We're going to be in the Middleburg Heights Community Center. This is where we did our business planning clinic last year. It's a great venue, really good location, great space, and we've got a great lineup for you. We've got a set of agents who are going to be talking about how they built their business with riches in the niches, finding riches in the niches. And so being specific and dialed in and targeted with who you're doing business with and how you're doing business to grow your business. We're going to talk a little bit about everything that happened in Q1. We're going to give myself and Sean Hadley will be doing our best Laurel and Hardy impersonations as we talk through everything that's happening with the market, the economy, inflation, unemployment, Fed rates, all the things that your clients are going to be hearing about that has the potential to steer them in one direction or another. We're going to make sure that you, one, understand it, two, know what to look for, and three, know how to talk to your people about it. And then finally, we have a really powerful conversation with a certified Quantum Leap instructor, which is a great program that Keller Williams does. And it's all about, we're going to be talking all about big mindset shifts, tapping in and really staying connected to your big why, staying committed to that big why through the busiest time of the year. So if you have not grabbed a ticket, if it is not on your calendar, put it there now. These are one of the big impactful events that we do each month and each quarter, and this is a can't miss. So please be there. What I want to talk about today, and this is a little teaser as to what's happening in the market. You know me, I love data and I love graphs, and there's a few data points that I have been chewing on for a little while that I wanted to share as a precursor to the larger conversation next week. Now, as more people are born, they will age and eventually form a household, right? Household formation is when one or more people depart from one location, one home or household, right? And then have an acquisition of a property that leads to household formation, right? So one of the numbers that gets tracked from an economic standpoint is household formation rate versus building rate, right? Are we building enough homes to keep up with the number of households that are forming. How's that working? You know, there's a lot of factors in there, but I want to point out a couple of things. Household formation happens primarily, the majority of household formation happens for individuals between the ages of 25 and 34. That's not a shocking fact, right? It's not a, you don't have to think too hard about why that is. Graduate college, rent for a few years, fall in love, get married, buy a house, right? That's happening somewhere between 25 and 34 for a lot of people. Now, the age where it happens the most, the majority of household formation takes place at age 33. That's an interesting fact. So if I look at the number of people who have been born every year since 1950, you'll see that the birth rate in the United States ebbs and flows. You also see that the most number of births that have happened in the last almost 62 years happened in 1990, right? This is the heart of the millennial generation. Now, if you read the news, there's a lot of bemoaning of millennials who eat avocado toast, and wage growth isn't happening at the rate that housing growth is. So millennials can't buy houses, they all rent. Okay, that is definitely a narrative that exists. But if I look at this and I say, well, what year was 33 years ago? It was 1990, which is the 7th highest birth rate year in the history of the United States, and the highest one in over 60 years. And so in a timetable where this group of people should be forming households at because of the majority of household formation is taking place at age 33, and we have more people there, we're about to have a lot more interest in entering the market. Now, this is plus or minus 6 months, 12 months, right? But we are coming into the meat of this. Now, how does that really show up? Well, it's interesting. As much as everybody in the media and the news and everybody with a narrative would want to tell you that millennials can't buy houses and they're renting, and oh, this is tragic. You can see that millennials, for the first time, now own more than they rent here in 2023. And that number will continue to go up. Home ownership for boomers and Gen X has flatlined, and we are not yet into a household formation phase for Gen Z, right? There are Gen Z people that will buy homes, but the majority of household formation, home acquisition, and trading will take place among the millennial generation. So if you are not thinking about targeting and conversation, relationship with marketing, or being in a space that allows you the opportunity to engage, interact, and do business with millennials, you're leaving the biggest piece of the pie for the future on the table. And yes, there are factors in here that like the transition of wealth from the boomer generation to the millennial generation. So there are sales, there are listing opportunities everywhere, but there will be more buyers and more buyer opportunities with millennials who will need more help and more support from mortgage professionals like the ones at Cross Country than any generation before them has. And so when we think about the opportunity that is ahead, right, through household formation, through just pure data and the number of people that'll be there, and the number of people who are now entering the stage in life where they can acquire homes and eat avocado toast at the same time, there is a ton of opportunity in that generational subset, right? And this is just one of many factors that lead me to believe that that even the National Association of Realtors is only calling for a 1% decrease in home values. Which, guys, in Northeast Ohio, we're outpacing that. And we will continue to outpace that, I believe. And I think you'll see hyper affordable cities like Cleveland, Ohio, the most affordable city in the United States, draw more homeowners and more transaction and more activity than any of the peer sets. any of the peer cities that are either tier 1 or tier 2. This opportunity, I think, for us in staying in the fight, charging the storm, and being committed to serving our clients and serving anybody who needs our support as a fiduciary is the opportunity of a lifetime. We're going to talk a lot more about some factors that could drive things one way or another, what to be on the lookout for. I'm going to make some bold predictions on mortgage rates that Sean is probably going to make Sean nervous, because then people are going to feel like he's going to have to deliver stuff in the 5s again, which, just you heard it here first, but you'll hear more clearly next week. So there's your teaser for a little bit of the conversation. What we have the opportunity to do is be the local economist of choice and the foremost authority on what's happening in the markets. That's if you are equipped with that team, you will have and find more success. You will convert more buyers, and you will be able to guide more people to listing and selling their home at the right time. So please get in the chat, click the Eventbrite, get your ticket, be there next week. We have an awesome day planned, and are very much looking forward to seeing you all there. That's going to do it for today. That is your Market Center update. Big thank you to the leadership team for bringing the heat today. And as always, our partners for being a huge resource. So let's go forth and conquer the week and make it a great start to the second quarter. Thanks, team.